It's not easy turning your company into a global empire, but deciding which of your heirs should control that empire can be a whole other challenge. Over the years, Aldi has grown from a small grocery store in Germany to a worldwide powerhouse, with plans to have nearly 2,500 stores operating in the United States by 2022. On top of all that, the company also owns Trader Joe's, one of America's leading grocery store chains. All this is built off the work of Aldi's founders, Karl and Theo Albrecht, but both men have now passed away, and their vast fortune is causing some major family drama among their heirs.
Juicy.
Now, Aldi's whole setup is a little complicated. One of the founders, Theo, died in 2010 and was reportedly worth $18.8 billion at the time. When his brother Karl died in 2014, he was reported to be worth $26 billion. Theo ran Aldi Nord, which encompassed part of West Germany and Southern Europe, while Karl ran Aldi Süd, covering Southwest Germany, the US, Eastern Europe, and Australia. In other words, there was one company, but two fortunes. Karl Albrecht left his part of the company and fortune to his son Karl Jr. and daughter Beata. They're both about as frugal as billionaires can be, and while Karl Jr. doesn't have any kids, his sister has 6 children. The combined net worth between the two today is around $36 billion. Not much is known about Karl Jr. The son of Karl Albrecht lives an incredibly private life and doesn't grant interviews to the press. While it's unclear which of his 6 nephews and nieces will inherit his share of the Aldi fortune, it's understandable why he remains so private. Karl Jr.'s uncle Theo was actually kidnapped in the 1970s and held for 17 days until a $3 million ransom was paid. From that point on, both the Albrecht brothers and their offspring maintained very private lives and even traveled to work in an armored car. Then you've got Theo's family. Whereas the Albrecht brothers and their children always lived relatively frugally, not everyone in the family seems to share those values. Indeed, most of the Albrecht family drama appears to revolve around the widow of Theo Albrecht's son, Berthold. Following Berthold's death in 2012, his wife Babette went on a serious shopping spree, buying everything from vintage cars to extravagant clothes and pricey pieces of art. Of course, this kind of goes against the whole Albrecht family philosophy. Whereas the older members of the Albrecht family are rarely seen in public, Babette seems to adore the spotlight and frequently attends glitzy parties and publicity events. When Berthold passed away, he made it known in his will that neither his wife Babette nor their children were to be given control of Aldi Nord. Perhaps unsurprisingly, Babette took offense to this and hired a legal team to argue that her late husband was an alcoholic and therefore unable to competently make such a decision in his will. The matter was eventually settled after Babette and her children agreed to take a yearly payment of $36 million from the family trust. But that wasn't the end of it. Theo's late wife and Berthold's mother, Cecilia Albrecht, passed away in 2018. Cecilia had always made it known that she wasn't exactly a fan of Babette and insisted in her will that she be cut out of the company for good. Cecilia and her other son, Theo Jr., had long harbored concerns that Babette and her 5 children were spending the family's fortune rather than managing it for the sake of the company.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
So just how much money have Babette and her kids spent on fancy material items? Well, in 2019, Theo Jr. broke his silence and called Babette out as a burden on Aldi. He also accused her of spending over $157 million of the family's money to fund her lavish lifestyle. Today, the battle lines remain drawn. One side of the family believes in quiet frugality, while the other likes to live the good life. But both are vying for control of the company's fortunes, and just how it all shakes out is yet to be seen. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more mashed videos about your favorite store chains are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.